Hi everybody, this is Pramita here, and this is the third part of my prep with me kind of video. I have lightly prepped the pages and I will do the rest while I do journaling. And I'll be doing a journal challenge with, that's being held by Enthusiastically Dawn. So I needed a journal that I should use, and I had this journal made quite a while back and I was not using this, um, and so I decided that I'm going to prep this lightly with all the supplies that Ellie has sent me, and I'm going to use this for my journal. So I'm going to look through the journaling cards that she has sent and see if anything works out, because all the cards are like so. I don't want this. I have this some kind of weird things, I can't work if I can't find God. Yeah, so here it is. This is, I think, from Nevermore Creations, Lindsay's shops product, so I'm not sure about that. I have never bought from Lindsay's shop yet, maybe in future. So I have added a pocket over here because that's how I can reduce some kind of, I'm going to put some fabric scrap over here. Now I'm going to trim this part up and I'm going to put some fabric over here. So I'm not sure how I will do this. Maybe I'm going to make a collage of sorts, fabric scraps. So I can put in some, no, I can put in this fabric a little bit, because this has this flower kind of pattern and I can snip a little bit off. So I'm going to snip this part off, like fussy cutting with the fabric. So I'm going to snip this part off and I'm going to layer this on top of this, and I don't know, I might add something else. So I'm going to glue this. Okay, so I'm going to glue this part up, and I'm going to add something else too. I have this stamped out, and I'm going to add this tiny ticket sort of thing, and this is a tiny, absolutely tiny stamped image, and I think that will go pretty well with this. And I'm going to add this like so. If you can see, need to push this a little bit. So I'm going to add this like so. So I'm just going to staple the whole thing first, because that will make gluing easier for me, and then I'm going to glue this part up. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this side, on this corner, and I'm going to add this fabric and this collage. So I think it's looking okay. So I have not done anything on this page. Maybe I will add something, I'm not sure yet. So this is done. This is a fabric collage sort of thing, and I might add okay, so if I add this as like so, and this can be a cool tuck spot sort of thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this up, this top part. I hope you can see what a mess I'm doing. So I'm going to just glue a little bit and put this down, and So I'm just going to put this down, and this is going to be a tuck spot sort of thing. I'll show you how. So it can go in like this, and I need to glue one side for that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this side. Okay, so I've done this part, and I can put some lace interest over here. She has sent me a ton of lace, few pieces, so I can use those. I'm going to dig into that. So I have this piece. This is kind of cool. So a tiny scrap here, so I might add this. Yeah, maybe, I'm not sure yet. So I might add it like so, because I know this side, I've glued up this side, so I might add this like this. Okay, so I am not happy with the way things are moving right now. Okay, so this is another tiny bit that she has made. So what I can do is I can just add a snippet of this. No. Okay, so I'm going to keep it pretty simple and just add a little bit of ruffle kind of thing over here. I think that's the best option, and I'm just going to glue this. My glue works for fabrics also. So this is an Indian brand and my go-to brand basically, and I'm not going to bother. So I'm just adding this ruffle as an interest sort of thing, so I can add some stuff over here. And I am not going to do anything to this page. I'm going to leave it as it is, and I'm going to make some tabs out of this lace trim kind of thing. So I need to check what kind of height I would like. I would like this much, not much. Okay, so I've trimmed this down, and what I'm going to do is I am going to put it like so, because I don't want this to be too much, poking too much. So I am looking at the side where I would want this to go. So I can put it at the middle, but I try to avoid the middle a little bit, because eventually it's going to go into the traveler's notebook. So I'm going to put it over here, and once again my Tim Holtz tiny attacher comes to my rescue. So done and done. So here I have another tab that I've added. So I think this is looking okay, and I might add something over here because I have messed up slightly, while I was trimming. So I might trim this part a little bit more, and I can add something over here, not right now. So I have a tiny bit of fabric left, so I can add something over here. So I can add something over here. Okay, so I'm going to add this fabric bit that I have over here, and basically add a little bit of more interest. So I don't want this to get caught up over here. So as you can see, I do have a lot of things going on over here, and I'm only using the stuff that Ellie has sent in her scrap packs. I am not using anything else. I have tissue papers and stuff that she has sent me, and I will use those too. I have all these stuff over here. I think that's enough to this will go in over here. um, and I'm pretty happy with the way the things are shaping up. This is how I prep my journals basically initially, and then I do add a lot of details later on. So I have this page and I can add this as a pocket or a tuck spot. So, no, I don't want this. So what I can do is, this is a pink kind of thingy, and I can add this as a tuck spot. So I can put some lace over here, and I don't know whether they will coordinate. I don't know. Let me see. I'm bringing out all the lace pieces from the baggie, tiny bags that she has sent, and I am attaching this roughly kind of thing. And I'm also going to attach some butterfly images that I have stamped out. So I think they are going to look good. I am not going to ink these up too much because here's my tea dye. Yeah. So I have my tea dye sort of stuff, and I really need to wind this up. And I'm going to add that like so, like a little roughly bit. I hope this is making sense. I don't need the whole bit basically. I can do with a little tiny one. So I'm going to save the tiny bit, and I'm going to add a little thing over here, just as an added interest. And once again, I'm going to staple the whole thing up. So I'm going to staple the whole thing up first, and then I'm going to glue this. Okay, so done. No. So it's not working. Sometimes when we are stapling lace, it gets caught up. I don't know if it happens to everybody or is it happening only to me. I need to bring out another stapler that I have in my stash, supposedly, if I can find that, because no, I don't think I can see it anywhere. So I can't staple it. I need to fix this. So frustrating. So what I can do is I can glue this up. So I'm going to glue this up. So I'm going to glue this up, and I'm also going to add the tiny trim over here. Now generally I use my this glue for everything. It sticks well with paper, fabric, and everything basically, and it's okay, like it does the job basically. So I have this, and I'm going to put this over here. So I'm going to glue this up, and maybe I'm going to glue this part up, actually not fully. So what I am doing is, I don't want to cover the script part because I like it, and I might add this midway. Okay. And I'm going to put it like so. I know this is not going to stick initially, and then it will. It's not going to stick initially. It will take a little bit of time and a lot of glue, and then eventually it's going to stick. Okay, so I think I need to fix this. My hands are all gluey, so it's practically impossible to let this stick on its own. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to press this whole thing, whole collage sort of thing, with my glue bottle, which is funny. um, and okay, so this was a vellum piece. I have not done anything to it, and I've not done anything to this page also. I might not do anything over here apart from adding a journaling part, which I'm going to clip later on. So I'm just keeping it over here, thinking of keeping it over there. So that's that, and I'm basically halfway through the journal, so it's going to take me ages to set this up, it seems. Okay, so I have my pages partly prepped. As you can see, they are pretty naked, ready to journal and ready to go. So I might add a little bit of fabric trim to it. So I can add this, but I'm not sure. So I might do a collage of sorts with birds and stuff like that. So I have this portion. I am not going to use the whole stuff, and I love this paper. I don't know which paper pack this was, because we don't get these kind of color of memories. No, I have not heard of this paper pack. I do have quite a few paper packs from American Crafts, and so I can make this into a pocket. So I'm going to eyeball this basically and add this as pocket. Isn't it looking great? I think it's looking nice. So I might make this into a pocket, but I'm going to keep one side open. Like, I'm going to glue only two sides. I'm not going to glue the three sides, because I like to have free access to the pockets, and that's how I kind of roll. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a cheat method. I'm not going to glue the whole of the third side, a little bit, and leaving a little bit space so that you can try and do something over here. So what I can do is I can trim this part up a little bit, and yeah, so basically this is how it's looking. So I think this is looking pretty good, and I kind of like it. So I'm going to end my third prep with me sort of session over here, and I'll be back with the fourth one. So bye now, see ya.